it started. I'm sorry. So, mother and daughter, but I like to say we are best friends.
I don't know if we're best friends.
I think we're best friends. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Because I Said So,
Where the food and your daughter's comments are always comforting.
Speaking of comforting, today's dish is the perfect warm meal for a cold night. Tell about it, Mom.
We are going to be making sweet potato soup. Creamy, delicious, super easy to make, and a nice burst of vitamin A.
So what are we waiting for? Let's get cooking.
Let me show you what it's
all about. Come check it out. Okay.
There we go. Sweet potato soup.
Let's do it.
Great for a cold winter's eve. Perfect for...
Winter's Eve?
I don't know, whatever.
Let's start cooking and not saying things.
I will say what I want. 2 tablespoons of regular butter. We're using vegan butter. This recipe is allergy friendly as usual. It's time to turn on the stove.
My favorite activity.
We're just going to stir the butter. Let it get nice and soft and melty. And once that is melted and bubbling, we are going to add our mille pois. Do you remember what mille pois is?
It's like the holy trinity of soup. Am I right?
The holy trinity. Yes. It is basically like the base of flavor. It is
I remember that.
onion and carrot and celery. And all the measurements will be at the
bottom of the screen, or you can go to www.matzahballfitness.com.
Oh, it's like
Did you miss saying that?
It's like we were never apart. All right, so you hear that sizzle and you can see it. Okay, stir, baby. So we're just gonna stir,
baby, stir. Disco inferno.
Okay, stir quietly, silent partner. We're going to stir it until the onions are translucent and the celery and the carrots are just soft. You don't want the you don't want the onion brown, because then it's gonna lend like a very strong taste. You really want the taste of the sweet potatoes to come out. You want to bake the potatoes for about an hour on 450. And the reason why you want to bake them in advance is because it really brings out that caramelization and that sweet, sweet flavor of the sweet potatoes. I'm gonna put in a pinch of salt and some pepper. Salt and pepper. A little bit of onion powder, some cinnamon.
Ew.
Well, it's sweet potato soup. It's all gonna get mixed up. And a pinch of nutmeg. And when I mean a pinch, I literally mean a pinch. I'm gonna add in the sweet potatoes. Okay. And you're just gonna, break them up. You don't have 3 pounds of sweet potatoes, which is about 4 medium sweet potatoes. And you have a can of pumpkin lying around, from Thanksgiving or holidays or something, you can use canned pumpkin. We're just gonna pour in the liquid now. So I'm going to pour in the liquid.
Come on, that's the most fun part.
Have some chicken stock. If you want to make this vegetarian, you can put in
veggie broth.
But make sure it's like veggie chicken broth, not like vegetable soup, because that has tomato and mushroom in it, and that's going to give it a weird taste.
I just poured in 2 cups of water.
And now we're going to put in some non-dairy milk. I am using oat milk. I know I always use coconut milk, but I have switched, people, because oat milk is so much creamier, and I love it.
New year, new Rachel.
That's right. New year, new me. Everything mixed up. Now we're just going to cover the pot. We're going to turn it to high. And we're going to keep it there until it comes to a boil. And then after it starts boiling, we're going to lower it to medium. And we're going to let it simmer for 8 minutes.
All right.
Okay, so as you can see, our soup is boiling. We're actually going to turn it down to medium lowish. And we're just going to let it simmer and let it do its thing for 8 minutes.
See you then.
Soup has been
boiling, simmering.
Actually did put in 2 bay leaves before we started this process of simmering, and I'm going to remove the bay leaves and I'm going to turn the flame off to prevent oncoming accidents.
This looks delightful.
Yeah, it does. It'll look much better once we add some stuff. So I'm actually going to pour in about
3
tablespoons. 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. You can add as you go along. The beauty about this soup is that if it's not sweet enough, you can add sweetener. If it's not salty enough,
add salt.
If it's too thin, you can
add thick.
You can add more sweet potato or you can add some pumpkin. This is where the soup becomes nice and creamy. We are going to be using my stick blender.
What's that? I've never used that
This
before.
is actually, it's called a stick blender. You basically can blend everything in the pot. So if you don't have a stick blender, you can certainly do it in the food processor or in your blender. A couple of rules about a stick blender. You do not turn it on before you insert it.
Okay.
Because there's a few remnants of that on the ceiling. Learn from my experience. So you put the stick blender in, and then you turn it on. And it automatically blends the soup in the pot. We're just gonna do this until the soup is nice and creamy.
That's good.
It's creamy, it's
Oh.
sweet, it hits the spot.
That like fills you up.
And it really does fill you up. And here's the other thing. It will taste even better tomorrow. Like when you let all those flavors meld together.
Our shout outs are below. Thank you so much. And to everybody else, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe.
And Happy New Year!
Happy New Year and make this soup.
Make this soup for
See you
the new
next
year.
time.